There we go. So who remembers what we're talking about? We sort of jumped forward in time last week. What do you think? Who are we talking about? Well, we were talking about King David, and then we were talking about King Solomon. And then we talked about how King Solomon kind of messed up towards the end of his life, and so his sons lost the kingdom. And there was a divide, and the kingdom of Israel became two kingdoms, and the kingdom that was still called Israel was the one that rebelled, and all of their kings were bad, and they worshipped idols, they worshipped calves, they worshipped a bad god named Baal, who had them sacrifice children to him. So things were going very badly. And there came to be a bad king named Ahab. You remember that? Well, now you do. And Ahab had a bad wife, and her name was Jezebel. Right? Have you heard that name? Well, now you have. Jezebel was the evil king of Israel. And queen. Evil queen of Israel. Ahab was the evil king of Israel. Right? And down. And God sent a prophet to them named Elijah. Have you ever met anyone named Elias? Come on, you've met someone named Elias. Or Elijah. Who's met someone named Elias here in the church? I know we have Elias here. Anyway, Elijah, Elias, same name. Named after this guy, the prophet. He's the greatest prophet in the Old Testament, except for maybe Moses. We're going to talk about him for a while. So God sends Elijah, Elias, to King Ahab. And he says to him, God has sent me to you. He sees your evil. And because of your evil, it's not going to rain for years until I say so. And what do you think Ahab did? Well, he's an evil king, so he tried to kill him. So God said to Elijah, go hide. There's a brook that flows into the river, and there's a ravine. It's in the wilderness. Only animals go there. So go and hide. Hide in the ravine. And Elijah said, well, how am I going to get food? Good question, right? He couldn't just pack a lunchbox. There's no McDonald's out there in the desert. So what's he going to eat? And God says, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. So Elijah goes and he sits down. Maybe he finds a cave to live in because he's there for months, maybe even years. And God starts sending what? Any guess? What do you think? Water. Well, the water's already there. He's got the water because there's a brook there, at least until it runs out. But food, God sends ravens. Big black birds with food in their mouths. And he gives, yes, it's amazing. He gives Elijah food by means of the birds. Now, if you were sitting in the desert and a raven showed up carrying a piece of bread, would you eat that piece of bread? Not unless you were hungry. Not unless God told you the ravens are going to be bringing you food. It's a good thing, right? But eventually, what do you think happened? It's not raining. So that little stream is not going to keep running forever. And when it runs out, God tells Elijah, okay, get up, go across the country, go to where the Canaanites live. There's a widow in the town of Zarephath, and you'll stay with her. So he says, okie dokie. Now this widow, when he gets there, she's gathering sticks. And he says, well, what you doing? Because God told him that he's supposed to talk to her. And she says, well, I only have a little bit of flour left in my bottle of flour, and I only have a little bit of oil left, and then that's all the food in the house. So I'm gathering sticks to make a fire for me and my son. We're going to cook the last little cake I can eat from this flour so that we can eat, and then we're going to die. Because there's no more food, because it's not raining. So there's no crops, and all she has is a little bit of flour left. And Elijah says, don't worry, share the cake with me, and the food won't run out. Would you believe him? You might wonder, but that's a hard thing. You only have one loaf of bread back, and some ragged stranger with a long white beard shows up and says, give me some of your food and your bread loaf won't run out. You're going to say, that's not how bread works, my friend. You eat it and it's gone. That's how it goes. But this lady, she trusts. So she says, okay, come in. She shows hospitality, philoxenia. Do you know philoxenia? Philoxenia is the most important Greek word. It is the love of the stranger. It's hospitality. She welcomes him in, she shares her food, and guess what? The next 2 years, that little vessel that has flour in it never runs out. Every day they make a cake and there's still flour inside, and the bottle of oil, it never runs out. God feeds them. No frosting. A different kind of cake, like a pita, right? A pita cake, not a cake, right? And then what even happens is the little boy dies. He gets sick and he dies. And the widow comes to Elijah and says, couldn't you have left me alone? You gave me hope and now my son is dead. And Elijah goes in and he prays for the little boy. He bows down 3 times over him. And the little boy comes back to life. So there's all sorts of miracles for this widow in Zarephath when the prophet Elijah is with her. But then we know what's going to happen. Elijah has a date with destiny. Whose destiny? Well, in this case, it's King Ahab. Because they have to go and have it out over who is Israel going to worship. Will Israel keep worshiping the Baals, or is Israel going to return to the one true God? So next time we're going to talk about Elijah and King Ahab and Mount Carmel and fire out of the sky. For now, though, stand up and let's take communion. And then you go off to Sunday school.